Hello everyone, this is Ayush Kataria and welcome to my YouTube channel AK Talk Sport. Today we'll be talking Chelsea. In my preview video, the intro video that I made, the first video on the channel, I did tell you guys that I'm a Chelsea fan, but I haven't made any Chelsea content so far. I've wanted to make, but Euros were going on, Olympics were, then the Olympics happened, and a lot of cricket going on, so I don't think there was any opportunity that, and with Chelsea being in off-season, so I don't think there was any opportunity to make any Chelsea content, but now is the perfect time. Tomorrow, Chelsea's Premier League season get underway. I think the first Premier League game, by the time you watch this video, will have taken place. Chelsea begin this season tomorrow in the Premier League. Chelsea have already began their season, winning the Super Cup against Villarreal. Perfect start to the season. It wasn't a good game. I just very shortly talk about it. Not a good game, but that's understandable. Players was just getting fit. A lot of players have come back late from their holidays because of being involved in the Euros, and the players are struggling for fitness. It was not the best of games, but it's a trophy that matters, and just a beautiful start to the season. And the Super Cup does matter to me because first of all, I've never seen Chelsea win the Super Cup in my time. Chelsea won it in 1998, but I was obviously 1 year old then, so I had never seen Chelsea win it. And last three times Chelsea had lost this. 2012, after winning the Champions League to Atletico Madrid, Radamel Falcao hat-trick absolutely destroyed Chelsea that day. And then 2013, 2019, very similar games against, as Europa League holders. Chelsea played Bayern Munich and Liverpool respectively. Played very well, took the game to penalties, but Lukaku and Tammy Abraham missing fifth decisive penalty. Very, very similar games. Lukaku, Tammy almost at the same wavelength of their careers at that time at Chelsea. So it was very similar but very heartbreaking. Today, then again, this game again goes to penalties. But this time Chelsea win, masterclass by Thomas Tuchel, doing the right thing, taking a brave call, took Mendy off. Mendy was brilliant in regular time, made crucial saves, and especially one that Moreno hit on the post. I initially thought it just hit the post, but then later in the replays I saw that it had hit Mendy's hands. So yeah, brilliant save. But then Kepa coming on, redemption story for him, just a good moment, winning Chelsea the Super Cup. Happy for him because they had a tough time and made two very crucial saves. Kai Havertz missed first, but that's okay. We won the game. That's the only thing matters. Yeah, two European trophies, are very important trophies. Chelsea have won each of the four European trophies. That is Champions League, Europa League, Cup Winners' Cup, and the Super Cup. All twice, 8 European trophies. Yeah, Chelsea are European royalty now. But yeah, Super Cup was a nice start to the season, but it's all about the Premier League now. Chelsea begin the campaign today, and some big news before the Premier League season begins. Finally, some transfer activity from Chelsea. Till now, we have just signed a third choice goalkeeper. Finally, and a club record signing, Romelu Lukaku is once again a Chelsea player. One whole decade after he first joined, his initial signing was in August 2011. Now August 2021 he's back at the club. He left in 2014. Last game for Chelsea in 2013. Just good fairy tale, good turnabout, and I think it's time for Lukaku to come back. And it's just destiny. I don't know how many of you have seen that video of Lukaku as a kid. He visited Stamford Bridge as a kid. He was a Chelsea fan. He was very emotional, and it's just been his destiny. It personally it hurt me when he left in 2014 because I have followed his career since 2011. I've always been a big fan. I just always knew he's going to be a top player. 2014 he left. That was like heartbreaking because I thought he deserved chances. He was always going to be a special striker. Then 2017 we had the opportunity to re-sign him. It looked all set for us to re-sign him, and I always expected Lukaku to come back. And then he just slipped out of our hands. I don't know what happened. Mino Raiola. Lukaku sacked him afterwards. Lukaku also wanted to come back, but yeah, Manchester United presented themselves. Jose Mourinho, who let him go at Chelsea, bought him at Manchester United. But yeah, I guess Chelsea were taking time to do the deal. Manchester United probably showed more ambition to get him, and yeah, I guess it's hard to say no to a club like United also, despite his affection with Chelsea, because Chelsea was stalling the deal. And yeah, we don't know what happened with Raiola, but Lukaku sacking him afterwards just shows that things didn't go as they were supposed to. But yeah, looked like opportunity missed. It looked like he'll be playing for Chelsea, a big title rival for Chelsea. But the things worked out perfectly in a way. Now he's back at the age of 28 in probably the best form of his career, on form, on ability, one of the top 5 centre forwards in the world. Chelsea need a striker. That is Chelsea. He was. I think that was not even a debate. It was a very unanimous selection between Chelsea fans that striker was the main priority this window. Erling Haaland was very very heavily linked, but not to happen, and understandably so. Prices that were being quoted, the wages that were being quoted, it always looked like a deal tough to do. Haaland is obviously a special player. Would have been a good signing. Would have been a top signing, but Lukaku too is. And in a way, I will say Lukaku is better because first of all, Haaland is 21. He is a top player, but he's still 21, and Lukaku is 28. And normally you will say that a younger player is better, but no, I don't think in our case that is the case because we have a lot of young players in our squad. Think about it. Mason Mount is 21, 22. Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Christian Pulisic, all that age. Reece James is 9, 20. Just even Timo Werner, 25. Ben Chilwell is also just about that, 24, 25. And Callum Hudson-Odoi is 9, still 20. He's going to be 20 this year, that is, in November. And it's a very, very young squad. So we needed some experience, we needed some leadership, and we needed a player who has done it. Like it's guaranteed goals. Haaland for me would have also guaranteed goals, so I wouldn't have complained. That would be a dream signing too. But for me, I have a special Lukaku. I think it's such guaranteed goals. People will tell you that he did not do well in the Premier League. That's just hilarious. He's got 113 goals in 252 appearances in the Premier League. He is Premier League proven as it gets. He will guarantee goals. Just he knows how to score in the Premier League, and Chelsea create chances. That was Chelsea's biggest problem last season. We were creating a lot of chances. It was visible in the XGs of every match. You don't even need stats like XGs, shots on target, and everything like that. You just needed to see the matches, and we were just missing very very easy chances. Lukaku will put them away. We just didn't have a consistent goal scorer last season. Lukaku will be that, and that's why it's just. I think he was a missing piece, and we've got him. Last season, Jorginho, 7 goals was highest goal scorer in the Premier League. Simply not acceptable. All 7 goals on penalties. That too, the defensive midfielder in any case being a top scorer is alarm bells. Other forwards were just very poor. Tammy Abraham, Oliver Giroud got 6 goals each, but they did not feature a lot. They were being rotated by Frank Lampard, and under Thomas Tuchel they barely featured. Timo Werner 6 goals. He played a lot. Timo Werner, Werner is, I very like Werner. He has a lot of flaws. His finishing is evident. His first touch, his passing, these things probably. I won't say passing actually. His assist record is good, but that is the thing. He just brings just so much to the team that it's hard to even be angry at him because his work rate. I have not seen a forward player. Rarely seen forward players work so hard. With off the ball running. Even see that Champions League final goal. Just keeps defenders on their feet. He allows and he ensures that opposition teams cannot play high lines against us. He had a lot of assists. He was Chelsea's highest assists last season, 9 in the Premier League, a few more in other competitions. So yeah, Werner, a lot of things good, but he was brought in to score goals. He did not do that. 6 goals. Yeah, Premier League, and he needed to adjust to the Premier League, but not good enough. Kai Havertz, 4 goals. Again, he was adjusting to the Premier League. Christian Pulisic, 4 goals. Hakim Ziyech got 2 goals or 3 goals in the Premier League. Just Zuma with 5 goals was our second highest top scorer in a way. After the Timo, Tammy and Giroud, third highest after Jorginho, Timo, Tammy, Giroud, and so yeah, it was Chelsea's strike force was embarrassing last season, but Lukaku completely changes that. He is a missing piece like Diego Costa in 2014. I think Chelsea have bought a very very good signing. As I said, he was brilliant in the Premier League. 113 goals. Don't listen to narratives that he wasn't good in the Premier League. That's not the case at all. He scored 17 goals for West Brom at an age of 19. Just look at a team like West Brom. He got 17 goals at the age of 19. Everton just gradually improved. Yeah, he had that first permanent season was bad with 10 goals, but then 15 goals in the first season when he was on loan. 18, 25 goals with a team like Everton also. Amazing stuff. Manchester United is probably the only blip in his career and probably the biggest club he has played on for. But look, his first season at United was good. 16 goals is not bad for first season. Probably should have been better, but a lot of things contributed to that. And overall, he got 27 goals in all competitions for United that season. So the first season was good. He had a couple of bad months, but that's about it. Second season, yeah, it was bad. But you should remember that season. Yeah, he came back overweight from the World Cup, which we later found out through the Inter Milan medical team. Found out that there were some medical issues. So yeah, that was they sorted it out. But yeah, that first 6 months he was bad coming back from the World Cup, but he came back late for pre-season. Then Manchester United were turmoil under Mourinho the 6 months. So yeah, everyone underperformed. While Lukaku underperformed, yes he did, but everyone else also did. So yeah, sometimes it's just your team doesn't fire and strikers are an easy scapegoat. Then when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came back, he did not fare, wasn't probably his biggest fan. And that's fair enough. He liked a different profile in attack. He wanted three quick forwards, so Lingard, Martial, Rashford. That was what he preferred. Fair enough. So Lukaku didn't play a lot. At times he played on the right wing. Sometimes plays there for Belgium too, to be honest. But he did not play a lot. But yes, there was some impressive performance. That PSG game that United won, that comeback from 3-1 down. From 2-1 down, 2-0 down to winning 3-1 at the Parc des Princes. Lukaku scored a brace in that game, so it wasn't that he was just completely failed. He is primarily proven, and I think Chelsea have. It's a brilliant signing. I have a lot of people have just very critical of him, and I think he's a very easy scapegoat, very easy person to criticize over the years. But I've always defended him. I put out on a tweet that you can see him. I've been defending him for years, and I'm just delighted that he is back. Just destiny. That's what I call it, destiny, and it's always meant to be for him. He's meant to make it at Chelsea, and now he will. I can guarantee you that, provided he stays fit and healthy. That's just if all the controllables go well, he's going to be a massive success at Chelsea. So yeah, the question is, can Chelsea win the title? Chelsea European champion. Let's not forget about it. Yeah, people will say we finished fourth last season, and yeah, the Premier League season last. 4 Premier League season have been just below par. It was acceptable in 1920. Lampard came in, and yeah, we had a transfer ban, inexperienced manager, inexperienced players. So that day, the top 4 was an overachievement. But apart from that, since he won the title in 2017 under Antonio Conte, 4 terrible seasons, just battling for top 4 to the last day. Under Conte, we did not get it, and under other three, it was a scrap, and we all 3 times we depended on other teams' results to get it. Our points tally is 67 last season, not good enough, but European champions. And that is very special. I wish I had the channel when Chelsea won the Champions League actually. So it will be very, very special to have a video on the night Chelsea won the Champions League. Just nights like that, they don't come around often. As football fans, some never get to see the team win the Champions League. Some get to see it like once is a win. So I never take it for granted. Champions Leagues are hard to win. The league it's the holy grail, and yeah, I've been very lucky to see Chelsea win it twice. But yeah, European champions, so yeah, the expectations are high. It doesn't matter where they finished in the league last season. It's about the fact that they are European champions. Expectations are high. Striker was the obvious missing point in the team. That is sorted now, and I do believe Chelsea can win the title this season. I'm not going to hide away from it. I'm not going to make diplomatic things. I'm not saying Chelsea will win it because it's going to be hard. Manchester City have strengthened to Jack Grealish, but if Chelsea can win it or not, I think it depends if City get Harry Kane or not. If City get Kane, I think at the moment it's an equal race, to be honest. Probably just because they have I'll say just minorly City are ahead because they have the experience of getting over the line, and that matters in a league season. But this team has won the Champions League too, so yeah, they've added Jack Grealish to it, and if they had Harry Kane, they are massive favourites, no doubt about it. At the moment, Chelsea have a good chance. As I said, City is still favourite, but Chelsea can take them. If not win it, Chelsea can take them very close. Manchester United will be strong too, so I won't take them lightly, and they can challenge City. They can be up there, finish above us last season. They have strengthened Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane, 2 world class players. Sancho young, Varane very experienced, but 2 world class players who will improve them significantly. Depends on if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can get the best of them. That will remain to see, but he got them second last season, and they will push a level. Liverpool will have their fit players back. Injured players fit. They lost all their major centre back last season. They have Van Dijk, they've got Konate, so they've strengthened to Van Dijk. Let's see how much time it takes for him to get back to his best. But at least on paper, they'll have fit players. Last season, they had a lot of injuries. So yeah, they will be better than last season. They are not going to have a season another where they're going to finish with 69 points. So Chelsea will have to be on their toes, but I feel this time we have Tuchel from August. I think last season if Tuchel was there from the start, it would have been a completely different league season too. We won't have won the league, but we'll have got, I guess, 8-10 points more. But that doesn't matter now. I think the squad had its centre forward was a weakness. Goals were a weakness. Are there any weaknesses? Yes, I think midfield depth is a problem because we loaned Billy Gilmour out, but we haven't bought anyone yet. It's just 3 midfielders for that double six that Thomas Tuchel calls it in the midfield pivot. So Kante, Jorginho and Kovacic, they're all three quality players, but we need cover there. I think that's a problem. We know Kante is injury prone, and so we need cover there. Gilmour has been loaned. I do not see a reason to loan him because I thought he's ready to play. But I think Norwich is a good club. They play possession football, attacking football. They play like the system. The manager, Tuchel knows the manager well. So I think that's why it's a good move to win. I'm going to watch Norwich a lot this season because watching Gilmour play 38 games, 90 minutes is going to be fun. He's such a special player. But yeah, we need midfield cover. Let's see if someone comes in. We have been linked with centre back. We've been linked with Jules Koundé. Let's see if that deal happens or not. But I think that deal at the moment it's not a immediate concern. But I do get why the club is going for him because next season at the moment probably negotiations beyond. But Rudiger and Christensen are out of contract next summer. Aspilicueta is out of contract next summer. Thiago Silva is out of contract next summer. Let's see. I guess a few of them will sign extensions, but we don't know yet. So I get it why it's easier. I think it's better to do this deal this season than looking for a centre back next season because clubs will know we are desperate. That's why I understand. Trevor Chalobah is impressed a lot, so probably I don't know how that changes the equation as far as centre back goes because he was phenomenal in that Super Cup. He was phenomenal in the pre-season, so that might change the equation a bit. But I guess still Koundé will be bought because it's a tricky situation. Zuma likely to leave. Zuma I like him, but Tuchel probably wants someone more technical on the ball, better ball playing. So yeah, I think Zuma, despite having years on his contract, is not likely to have a future. He's been linked with a move. We'll see if that move happens or not, but I don't expect him to get a lot of minutes. Either way, when everyone is fit, right now he'll start a couple of games because he was back early for pre-season. But in the long run, I doubt it unless there are injuries and all. Last year, forward line, of course, Lukaku is going to add goals. Lukaku is going to completely change the dynamics of this team. But other players, Kai Havertz, we saw the glimpses through the end of the season. We saw how good he is at the Euros, and he's not going to have another season where he scores 4 goals. He is confident now. Champions League winning goal. He's already a Chelsea hero, and so yeah, he'll have a much better season. I'm expecting big things from Kai Havertz this season. I think it's the difference between his goal contribution tally is going to be immense. Timo Werner, yes, I don't expect him to suddenly start scoring chances that he misses. I still think there will be frustrating moments with him, but I expect a lot more goals from him, especially having a big centre forward like Lukaku around him. He's better off rather than he himself said it, and playing as a lone man. So yeah, I expect him. Werner, Havertz, especially Havertz, but even Werner to an extent, I expect improvements. The key for me is the wings. I'm still a bit underwhelmed because Pulisic, Ziyech, Hudson, all three talented players, but I don't know. They have just inconsistencies in the Premier League. They have to step up. I think a lot will come. Ultimately, might come down to for all these three players how to do. If they are able to perform well, I think that will take. That's why I still feel City have an advantage because Mahrez, Grealish, they bought Grealish now. They already have Sterling, so yeah, they have KDB, of course. So they are probably in the attacking areas they're still stronger. But yeah, if these three players are talented and if they can be consistent, it will be very, very good weapon for Chelsea. So lastly, Thomas Tuchel, and he's a special manager. I don't think there's anything that needs to be said about him. He's immortal at Chelsea Football Club. He's a Chelsea legend already. 6 months at the club, but a Champions League winner manager. That will always be remembered. That will always be written in the history books. Already a Chelsea legend, but the good part is he's just getting started. Last season, he did special things, but he barely had time. Since he came in right at the bang at the middle of the season. Because Chelsea went deep in the FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League schedule was so cramped up. I don't think Tuchel ever got more than 3-4 days between games, so no time to implement his philosophy. Everything was immediate. He implemented so much with barely getting any time. So now that he's had a pre-season, now that he's had time behind him, now that he knows the players better, he'll get time on the training pitch because this season it won't be that cramped up as last season. Because it's starting on time last season, I began late too because season before that I finished too late because of COVID. So yeah, I think we can expect special things this season. He'll get more time to implement his philosophy. I think Chelsea will be more structured. They were structured last season, but I think it will be more refined. I think a lot of attacking improvement. Yeah, a lot was down to individuals, but I think we'll have a much better because a defensive structure is easier to implement than an attacking structure, patterns of play. I think that will be better this season. So very special things. Only thing I have is let's stick with the 3-4-3. I think there'll be variation this season. I'll be very surprised if there's no variation, because some teams with low blocks, especially when we have the full squad fit, I like to see an extra attacker rather than a wing back. Some games, yeah, 3-4-3 big games, it's working. You should not change what is working. So I won't say that just completely abandon 3-4-3 for no reason. But some games probably we struggled against low blocks last season, and a lot of it down was to creativity, not having enough numbers in attack. So yeah, that's why I like to see a 4 at the back at times against teams that sit back, especially at Stamford Bridge. And I'll be surprised if that doesn't happen. He's not tried it a lot in preseason, but he's tried it second half against Spurs, I think. Against in the first closed doors friendly also, I think in the second half he played that. So yeah, that is what I expect. Tuchel, I think people who might not know that, who have only followed him in the Premier League, maybe 3-4-3 is not his system. He's a very versatile manager. He has a habit of playing a lot of formations. Not a guy who sticks to one formation. We'll see. Probably Premier League he looks at it differently. But at Dortmund at PSG, he was known for changing formation. Of course, Premier League is a different beast. This squad is different, so you have to adapt to the league, to the squad. We'll see. But I'll be surprised if I will see a lot of the 3-4-3. It's working. Don't change what is working for no reason. But I think some games you'll need a different formation. And probably not at the start, because first of all our fixture list is hard. And I think that is Tuchel's biggest challenge. First 6 games we have to play Arsenal away, Liverpool away, Spurs at home, and City away. So it's a hard start. But so yeah, I don't expect a lot of. I expect a 3-4-3 to stay then. But I think as the season goes forward, as we play those lower block teams that sit back, and we have a fixture range from October to December that we'll need those. I expect a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 to be in action. Last season we only saw it once, I think, against Barnsley in the FA Cup. Second half he changed for a 4-3-3, and he did it in the yeah, that's the only time he did it. I think apart from one more game we were losing and he did it at the end, but apart from that I don't think he's ever done it. But this season I expected a lot more. Not the staple formation will be 3-4-3. I think he'll stick to what is working. But yeah, we can expect some variation. I'll be surprised if there's no variation, and we might struggle if there's no variation, because breaking down low blocks requires a bit more than just having a clinical striker. We'll have to create chances, we'll have to have numbers forward, and something different from last season, because yeah, we were, despite how good we were under Tuchel, teams like in low block, you'll remember Brighton at home, Arsenal at home, some other games, Southampton not the low block, but yeah, we struggled in the game. So there were some games that we did struggle, and I think that will have to change this season. So yeah, this was a snap preview. I hope I'll do something more for Chelsea, for other clubs also. I wanted to get people, but I think that will happen over the next 2-3 weeks because the circumstances have been such. But yeah, there'll be a lot more content on the Premier League. Be excited. And yeah, thank you for watching. Comment your thoughts. What do you expect from Chelsea this season? Can they win the title? Yeah, like, share, subscribe, press the notification button. Bye bye.